not too sure like how long you might have been tapping into my channel or whatnot, but you can go on my channel and see stories about me telling stories about my my move to Hawaii, and basically a few things that I experienced while I was out there in Hawaii. This girl who I dated for a very long time, who I ended up moving with, who wasn't really, she happened not to be the best partner. And that's not to say that she's not good for anybody. It's not to say she ain't good for anybody. She might just be good for anybody else but me. For a while, I made it work, you know. But at some point, when you have to compromise your truth just for someone to be part of your life or for you to be part of their life, you're not really living for yourself anymore. You know what I mean? You're not really living for yourself anymore. And I'm at a point in life where I'm all alone, truly and honestly. Like, it's just me. Yeah, there's the world outside of me. But it's just me. When I say it's just me, everything I grew up around as family, today, it's not that I don't get along with them. And I won't say they don't get along with me. But our energies don't resonate anymore. To put it simple. Our energies don't resonate. And it's like, bro, I could be around these people and not even speak a word, and they'll be aggravated by my presence alone. Because my presence, it addresses the elephant in the room without me having to speak a word. My presence illuminates so much light and truth on all things that any unstable foundation has to fall apart as soon as I walk in. Because I myself am very stable within my mental foundation. And I'm not coming in a room to be a part of the lies that's been told by the people in there. And I'm not coming to defy the lies that's been told by the people in there either. All I do is I don't even give a fuck. You want to lie to these people? Fine. Lie to them. Whenever they find out the truth, they will. Right? But the thing is this, for me, why the fuck should I care to address lies? The people telling the lies know they're telling lies. Right? Those who tell lies, they know they're telling lies. So, like, don't be a fool trying to point out another fool. Let the fool point itself out. Because a fool would do it. A fool will point itself out. Trust me. You give a fool enough time, it will point itself out. Because it knows no better. So we got to a point where just me and my family didn't get along. And before it got to that point of me not, all this sums up behind Like, bro, just the lies they have told, the things they have done to go against me that they wouldn't admit. It's like that truth is now lingering within their souls and they can't admit it to me. So how the fuck would they be able to withstand my energy? They can't withstand my energy because I'm someone to who they have I'm someone that they have abused, that they have lied to, that they have taken advantage of in so many ways. Like in so many ways. And as I started to uncover the truth for myself, because none of them would tell the truth about what they've done, as God started to expose the truth to me, it became worse. Like me being around them became worse because it's like, how the fuck does he know things that we're not telling him? Is he a fucking witch? Yeah, what the fuck does he do? Here's the thing. You don't need to practice witchcraft when you're living a life of truth. Magic, voodoo, spells, all that naturally embodies any being of truth. Like that's godlike energy. Like you don't have to go out your way to seek it because you understand the power that comes with living in truth. Most people can't live in truth because it's not an easy task. Living in truth is almost like a sin to most people. It's not a get up out the bed and yeah, okay, I got this task. No. It's something they feel like takes out of their personality. So instead of being able to embody the magic themselves, they embody ways of being that lowers their own essence so they could go and seek their essence out of other people. Basically, they sell their essence to other people. Or would I say they even give it for free? They're not selling it. They're giving it up for free because they're not choosing the frequency of truth. They're not choosing to embody an energy of truth. They would rather go seek power out of another man so they could use it to control another man. Like, it's just foolishness on top of foolishness. Like, the powers that be truly exist within the truth. And some also exist within the lies. And that's why a lot of people on the dark side of this world also have a lot of power, because God gave us equal power, right? Equal choice, equal right. But one thing is sure, the liars can't win over the truth. Like, bro, you would sacrifice you put your whole life on the line trying to win with lies. And then you're going to lose it because lies can't win. Lies were never created to win. Lies were created to delay the truth coming to light. Or lies were basically just created to make the truth seem like the lies. I've never in my life went to a voodoo priest or went to visit any magic work doer to call myself wanting to cast a spell on someone for something. I've never been that weak-minded or weak-hearted to seek to diminish someone else for the sake of what? Nothing. Those spirits, those energies, like I had a point where I've stolen. I could count how many times I've stolen to in my life where I actually got punished for real. Like, but there's a time of my life where I would steal, and like stealing was like my biggest my biggest crime. Like to myself was stealing. Like I would steal, and when I started to experience more of the karma from my own actions, um, I started refraining in a lot of ways from stealing from other people because I realized I don't want to be stolen from. But you know, over the past year or so, a lot has been stolen from me. And you know, I had to come to a point of realization that that's just karma still that was knocking at my door for things that I've stolen from the world in one way or the other. You know, but I'm at a point now where like I don't owe any karma, not to man or not to God in any way or any form. Right? So if any man was to try to step into my life and steal from me, they it wouldn't end up well for them. Because I don't owe anybody anything. I paid the prices for my actions with my life. I literally laid my life, I put my life on the line countless of times to pay for my actions. And God spared my life because God knows that I'm not the type of man who seeks to destroy or cause confusion. Instead, I want to unify myself with the world. But it's not easy being a man, living in truth and wanting to bring a world that's living in lies together. Like they want you to indulge in their ways of being so that they can accept you. And I'm not seeking to be accepted. I'd rather be rejected if I gotta be something that I'm not. The only way you would find me in a space or in any room is when I'm being myself. If I'm not being myself, you won't catch me being in a place or being with anybody that thinks they can tell me who to be and how to be. And that's why I walked away from all my family. Because my father, that was his main goal, was to tell me how to live my life and who to become. He always said with his own words, you would never succeed in life as long as you smoke marijuana. But guess what? After he let me down, saying that, I lived with my brother, I paid rent, I took care of my own responsibilities, did it all, had a job, had 3 jobs at some point. He even said something like, you would never be able to save up money, right? And I saved up to $3,000. I was ready to put down in the car, and he wouldn't help me because he was disappointed in himself for his words not coming through. Like my father has been living within this pride of not wanting to accept that everything he has wished upon me has failed. And he thinks because it says in the Bible that our parents are a God on earth, that he could dictate where my life will go, even if that means he wants to ruin his life just to ruin his son's life. Like that's so stupid. Like you're gonna ruin your life just so what you have wished upon your own son can be made true. That's foolishness. And it's just never gonna be made true. How can it be made true? Like obviously whatever God you believe in ain't God. Whatever God you believe in is a man full of ego that has given you whatever you think it has given you, that makes you think that because the Bible says your children, you're God on earth to your children, that you get to curse them because you couldn't get out of them what you wanted. Do you know how God could curse you just for living the life you're living on this earth? Enslaving your being away for other men and not your creator? Like, what are we talking about? Like parents who really feel like they're God on earth to their kids and whatever they say has to be. Like, what is really wrong? What is really wrong with you? I get your parents might have done it to you, but somehow you got to make sense of the fact that that child that you birthed, you took the action to go and mate with a woman to birth that child. Now the child comes out the womb and you dare to control that child and tell the child that it has to do as you tell it? Did I ask you to fucking birth me? Like, be serious. How dare you go take the responsibility to have sex with a woman, bust a nut, have a child, and then dare tell the child that the child owes you something? How the fuck I owe you? I owe you what? And that's the cycle I don't want to put onto my kids. And I'm praying God that God will rid me completely of all those traits that I ever picked up from my family growing up. That I never have offsprings and look at them as if they're the ones that owe me something. Or they're the ones that owe to take care of me. What the fuck? God, I forbid myself from ever living in that state of mind or consciousness to make my offsprings feel like they owe me their life. Like, that's not a life. If you want to have a child just so you can make that child a tool that you're going to control at your will, you better off not having a child. Because God didn't create us to be slaves of the people who birth us. So once again, I don't even care what my parents have did, what they have not done. I don't care. Right now, as I speak to myself, I say this prayer loudly that God, universe, spirits, ancestors, those of you who have been there present with me throughout this journey of life, who have heard me countless of times saying that I will not do unto my kids how or what's been done to me by my parents. And God, I pray that before I have my kids, that you make me such a better man, that I don't treat my kids as a property, but as a miracle straight from above. Because I know that's what kids are. That's what a child is. That's what a man is. Not even kids. All as we are precious. But those of us who don't see how precious we are the ones who have went astray from our source, our divinity. And because we don't see how precious we are within ourselves, we don't see how other people are precious. You can't see preciousness in others if you can't see it within yourself. So God, I pray, I declare and I decree that as I keep growing on this path of finding my truth, and as I evolve and reconnect with a woman that I will mate with, that will birth my children, God, I pray that you make me the kind of man that would take care of his in ways that I always wished mine took care of me. Truly and honestly. Because my parents will always say, oh, wait till you have your own kid. I don't need to fucking wait. The fuck do I need to wait to have kids to embody truth and to embody compassion? Why the fuck do I need to have kids to know that when I have kids, they're not a tool? Neither are they some kind of property. Why do I need to have kids to realize that they're not responsible for themselves? If I birth kids, I'm taking the responsibility. I'm making a choice to birth those fucking kids. Like, can you make sense of birthing kids and not assuming the full responsibility? Can you make sense of it? Because if you can, you're a fool. You're an idiot. And you shouldn't have shit in this fucking world. You're a deadbeat. You're a deadbeat.